Are you playing small in life? We play small when we allow our fear and our shame to rule us. And as a result, we forfeit the more that God has for us by settling for an illusion of security or acceptance, control, or even comfort. I've taught on this topic for several years, so it was no coincidence that recently in my quiet time, I was captured by the passage in 2 Corinthians 6, verses 11 through 18, that while reading about God's promise for rescuing His people from a life of pain and struggle and His pathway to a new life of freedom, I read these words. And this is from the Message version. It says, I can't tell you how much I long for you to enter this wide open, spacious life. We didn't fence you in. The smallness you feel comes from within you. I'm speaking as plainly as I can and with great affection. Open up your lives. Live openly and expansively. God put it this way. I'll live in them. I'll move in them. I'll be their God, and they'll be my people. So leave corruption and leave compromise. Leave it for good, God says. Don't link up with those who will pollute you. I want you all for myself. I'll be a father to you, and you'll be sons and daughters to me. God didn't create us to play small, friends. He created us to live a wide, open, spacious life in the fullness of our true essence as His very sons and daughters. But the lies that we believe about our worth and our value and about what's available to us as a result block us from living the larger and fuller life that God has for us. The lies that we believe are all fueled by our shame and our fear. Shame and fear make us feel small. So we shrink, we hide, isolate, we feel self-hatred, we feel self-pity and loneliness. Then we seek relief from that miserable existence with instant gratification, which keeps us stuck in this vicious cycle of playing small. We convince ourselves that this is all there is, and we get comfortable in our little lives until we awaken to the truth of who we are and whose we are and the life of promise and purpose that God has for us. The verses in 2 Corinthians are a wake-up call to stop playing small in our lives. And so that to open up and live expansively. So how do we stop playing small? Well, here's how we do it. The first thing that we do to stop playing small, to live openly, expansively, is that we live in the truth about who God really is. We stop believing lies about God and we come to understand His true nature. We begin to live out of the truth that God is love, He is abundance, He's light, He is truth, and that He is for us. Even when we don't feel that, we hold fast to that in our lives. We speak that and we live according to it and know that He is working everything in our lives out for our good. And we have faith in that. The second thing that we do to live openly, expansively, is we understand and we live in our true identity. We are God's sons and daughters, and He is our Father who desires an intimate, personal relationship with us. And we're loved, we're chosen, we're favored, and we are blessed. And He extravagantly lavishes good things on us. The lies that we believe about who we are and what's available to us keep us from receiving our inheritance. So we got to live in truth and begin opening to receive what is already ours. And the third thing that we do to stop living small is we discover our purpose. We connect to our passions and we realign with the essence of who we really are and who we were created to be. We do that inner heart work to discover the unique purpose that God put in our heart to share with the world. And then we walk in it day by day. Number 4, we spend time in God's presence in tuning our hearts into His Spirit, to His way of living. We take time to be still and quiet, to connect to our heart and to the powerful presence of God within us that's there waiting on us. We feel His love, we rest in His peace, we follow His voice, we trust in His wisdom and to guide our every step in life. And the fifth thing that we do, we live authentically and we live congruently. We abandon people-pleasing, performing, approval-seeking behavior, and we get honest with ourselves about what really matters most, what's most important to us. We clarify our values and our priorities, and we live according to them instead of selling out to obligation and duty and expectation. And number 6, we heal from our shame and our pain. To heal from our emotional pain and shame, we must face it honestly and vulnerably. We need to get honest with ourselves and get real with ourselves enough to spend time looking honestly and being with ourselves. And when we allow that pain and shame to come up and we open to that and allow it to have space in us and have a voice in us, then God can heal it. And number 7, we take courage over our fear. Fear bullies us, and it spews lies to us that we believe and accept as truth. But when we expose the lies that fear feeds us and replace those lies with God's truth, then supernatural courage arises within us, and then we can start to stand up to fear and take our power back. And number 8, we learn to love ourselves. Our most important relationship is with ourselves, so it's critical that we become our own best friend and our own advocate. So many of us hide from ourselves and we forget who we are, but loving ourselves begins with compassionately attending to our feelings, taking responsibility for our needs and desires, and embracing and accepting our humanness. As we open to love ourselves, we allow God's love to flow into us. Friend, today is the day for you to stop playing small and to step into the life of freedom and fullness that God has for you. Don't just take my word for it. Claim His words in 2 Corinthians 6:11-18. I can't tell you how much I long for you to enter into this wide, open, spacious life. We didn't fence you in. The smallness you feel comes from within you. I'm speaking as plainly as I can and with great affection. Open up your lives. Live expansively. I'll live in you. I'll move in you. I'll be your God and you'll be my people. Leave corruption and compromise. I want you all to myself. I'll be a father to you, and you'll be a son or a daughter to me.